Do you still remember that familiar sound from your childhood? This is a 1980 Yamaha YB100 imported motorcycle. In the 80s, ordinary families owned 28-inch bicycles. Anyone who had a motorcycle like this was considered wealthy. A repairman bought this bike for $300 online and spent 6 months restoring it. The condition was terrible. The surface was covered in dirt and thick rust. First, the outer parts were disassembled. After removing the nuts, the engine was taken apart. Then the head and front parts were disassembled. A hand grinder was used to cut off the rusted screws. The rear shock absorbers and tires were removed. After separating the mudguard from the frame, all parts were fully disassembled. Next came the engine disassembly. The bike uses a 100cc two-stroke air-cooled engine. It can reach a top speed of 100 km/h. Fuel consumption at 100 km/h is not its strong point, but it has excellent handling and a great look. It attracted many motorcycle enthusiasts. This bike was priced at 4,000 yuan in the market at that time. Overall income in the country was very low back then. An ordinary worker earned between 30 and 50 yuan per month. At that time, a 40-square-meter apartment could be bought for 2,000 yuan. Owning a motorcycle like this was an absolute luxury. After disassembling the engine, all its parts were cleaned. Then rust remover was sprayed on them. 2 long nails were soaked in an acid solution to demonstrate rust removal. After removing the rust, the nails were heated. This heating process coats the metal surface with a black oxide film, which protects against rust. The outer engine casing was then sprayed with grayish-white paint, placed in a 200-degree oven, and baked for 10 minutes. Areas of the air tank that didn't need paint were covered. Black paint was sprayed on the surface and baked for 10 minutes. The front cover was treated for rust removal, then coated with blue paint for rust protection. The clutch cover was heated to reshape it, then treated for rust removal. All engine parts were now fully restored. Next came reassembly. Yamaha originally started as a musical instrument company. Due to a shortage of wood resources, instrument production became limited. In 1953, the founder decided to expand into motorcycles. The RT-125 motorcycle from Germany had long been copied by manufacturers around the world. Through a combination of imitation and innovation, Yamaha produced its first motorcycle, the YA1, in 1955. Its two-tone color scheme, nimble handling, and strong starting performance made it popular in the motorcycle market. After engine assembly was complete, here is the before and after comparison. The logo and cap were removed from the fuel tank, and the surface was degreased. Severe surface damage was visible. A scraper was used to remove old paint, followed by sanding to smooth the surface. Body filler was then applied to the surface and sanded smooth. A gray primer was sprayed on, followed by a water spray and ink polishing. Another layer of gray primer was applied, and finally red paint was sprayed on. Stickers were used to add line details to the tank. A clear coat was applied to increase surface gloss. The frame was cleaned of dirt and degreased. Old and chipped paint was scraped off, then sanded. Body filler was applied to fill any imperfections. After sanding, gray primer was applied, followed by red paint. An air filter was used to keep dust away during painting. Other parts were spray painted separately. The front and rear aluminum components were polished. The old air filter was no longer functional and was replaced. The filter housing was polished using a polishing machine. Other parts were spray painted. After completion, the air filter was fully assembled. The polymer cylinder head was flattened and polished using a polishing machine. The wheels and mudguards were restored using the same process. Smaller parts were polished and coated with black paint. With all parts fully restored, assembly of the motorcycle began. The front fork shaft and shock absorbers were installed. The handlebar was fitted next. A new dashboard and wiring were installed. Front and rear tires were mounted. The fuel tank and remaining parts were assembled one by one. With the final part in place, the Yamaha YB100 restoration was complete.